Okay, I got another homemade archery tool here. Goes by a lot of different names. Spine tester, deflection tester, spine finder, whatever you want to call it. The point of this is to be able to clock your arrow so that you know where the spine is. So when an arrow's made, it's rolled, and then wherever the overlap is going to be the stiffest part of that arrow. That's your spine. And ideally, if you can know where the spine of each individual arrow is, you can clock them all the same so that they leave your bow in the same way every time. So, this one's pretty simple. All this is a 2-foot chunk of 2-inch by 2-inch angle. Okay? It's got bearings on either side. I got these at Ace for like $6 a piece. You're gonna need a bolt that'll fit through both sets of bearings. So you're gonna need 4 bearings, 4 bolts. Now this is gonna be totally up to the builder's discretion as far as what bearings they use. This is just what I did. Okay, so 4 bearings, 4 bolts, 2 foot of 2-inch angle iron. This is a machinist gauge from Harbor Freight. Okay. You're going to need a weight. So for me, I got a piece of PVC, some caps, and I filled it with sand. There is a technical weight to do this 100% correct. I want to say it's just shy of 3 pounds. It's an odd weight, but I have a 3-pound weight here. All I did was I took my angle iron, and on the side here, I notched it so that I could bend that tab around and drilled holes, and that's where my bearings go on either side. Okay, so it's the same on both sides. Whatever your weight is, that's how far you got to notch this out. For the back, all this is a piece of angle iron that has been flattened out, and that's going to be the hardest part. Is you've got to get your bearing lined up with your gauge on both sides so that your gauge needle sits in the middle of your arrow. For the stands, I didn't want to build stands. I use this thing maybe once a year when I get a new batch of arrows. You can use totes, you can use books, you can use gunpowder bottles, whatever you've got. The biggest thing is you want to keep it off the ground because your weight's got to be suspended. Okay, so the first thing, and ideally you're going to do this before you cut your arrows. I didn't have any uncut arrows, but you especially want to do it before you fletch them. Okay, so you're going to lay your arrow in, lift your gauge up, and set it down. Then you got to hang your weight off here so that the arrow flexes. We got to put a little bit of tension on the arrow so that as we spin it, again, we're trying to find the stiffest point in that arrow. Okay, then you're just going to roll this arrow and you're going to watch your gauge. Right there. So right there is the stiffest part of this arrow. As I roll it back around, the needle is going to fall. So I know that spot is going to be the stiffest part of the arrow. And once it's clocked, we'll mark it. That's our spine. We'll do that with the entire set of arrows, and then you fletch them the same way every time. So usually you'd put your cock vane on the spine facing up on a 3 fletch. On a 4 fletch, you might do it to where it's still facing up, to where when you clock it in your bow, you know that your nock has to be facing a certain way. And that'll ensure that the arrow leaves the same time after time, arrow after arrow, across the whole batch of arrows.